Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroitcast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hey, guys.
How are you, my friend?
Pleased to be with you.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I know. It feels like it.
Yeah.
What'd I miss?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nah, nothing really going on.
Has it been busy, huh?
Oh my God, dude! It's got to stop. It just
Come on.
it's my house has been a fucking zoo for days and days and days. He has been busy. Yeah, it's all good stuff. We obviously it started really kicking in on Wednesday last week with the Heroin Has live podcast, which we will get up. I just need to mix it. We had multiple miking situations for the crowd and for the stage, and so I just need to piece those together, and then we'll post that. That was a lot of fun. People are wondering where that is, and then we had Massey in on Thursday, and then he was getting ready to go back to his hotel, and I'm like, there's just one more song. Like upstairs, and I kept making him play songs, and now it's like 1:30 in the morning, and he ended up just staying the night here.
Oh, really?
And then left his travel bag here. So he's like, "Can you bring it here? Bring it here." I fucking walk, going there with his travel bag for him. But yeah, it was funny. Like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, we're sitting there singing songs and playing together, just making him serenade me. And
Hot.
And yeah, it was. And finally, he's like, "I should probably go to bed. My voice is." I'm like, oh no, did I break Mike Massey? But on Massey Day?
Right.
And he comes down in the morning, and I'm like, hey bud, how's your voice? Like, not good. No, not good. But he was drinking tea and honey, and I know how that goes.
So they'll be able to pull off Africa without a hitch?
Dude, he killed it.
Yeah?
Yes, he was so good. So was Bryce Bloom. Love Bryce. What a neat guy. And Isis was there. What'd you think, E?
Yeah, I liked it a lot, man. Being at a venue that was
More suited for him.
Yeah, at a concert. Yeah, it was really fun for sure.
And it was
good.
packed, sold out.
Good.
Sold out. Yeah, it was really good. And then
What was I gonna say? It's funny. I think it felt like it went very fast.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I don't think he did short sets per se, but maybe just because of the setting where it wasn't like. He did a little, and then we walked around the bar. I don't know what the deal was, but it just felt like it went by very fast, which is, I guess, a good thing because it was fun.
Yeah, it was, and they sounded great. The crowd was great, and he pulled me up there at one point to do "When the Children Cry," and I noticed there was a lot of people that were not TDC people, and so I was like, I just, want to let people know I wanted to apologize really quick for what you're about to see. This is an inside joke that has gone about 5 years too long, and so we did a little banter up there.
Little child.
Yeah, and then we busted into that. But I've learned, not so much to choose my octave wisely, Jay, but to get the shut up. Just like, oh, this part's coming up, and this is a verse where he gets up there, and it's like
Let Massey handle it.
Let him do the heavy lifting. You know what I mean? And then he's on stage later on, and that closed out the first set. Like, that was the last song of the first set. They took a break and then came back, and did another one. And all of a sudden, I was standing, he's like, hey, is Mike Walters still here? And I'm like, nothing was planned, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, you want to come up here again? And I was like,
No.
And I wasn't backstage coming out of the stage, so I had to step up like 2 feet.
Oh, no.
Which was like...
Did you fall? Did you trip?
I needed a break afterwards. I just... I think people were trying to help, lift me up now. And then he's like, yo, man, I just broke a couple strings. Can you kill a few minutes for me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And so I grab it. I'm standing there, and I just pick up his guitar, jokingly, with 4 strings on it. And he just goes, play your song. And so I just start fucking around, like, joking, and the crowd got into it. And so...
What song is that?
Come on, man. Poison.
Oh,
Hello.
all right.
I could have played other songs, but they wouldn't have known them. I'm not. I'm more of a B-side kind of guy. The hidden gems, but that wouldn't go very well.
So you did Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
I did. You want to see a part of it?
Sure.
This fucking dude. This crowd was so dope.
And you do this while he's trying to change the string on the same guitar.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I had to give it back to him so he could do it. But yeah, at this point, I'm already, jamming and stuff. This is like proud.
no ceiling? Why are you bending down?
I'm killing it, man. I need to be a musician. I mean, you can hear what I'm doing to the crowd.
I don't even see a difference between you or Massey.
I need those back. Cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Dude, it was so fun. I threw my glasses into the front row. That's
wow.
That's what was going on there. If I was Massey, I wouldn't want to follow that. I mean, what do you do after a performance like that? But it was so much fun, dude. It was. I wish you would have.
I tried to get him to do karaoke afterwards. I tried to get him to go to a karaoke bar. Now I don't know if he was just humoring me, but he said if he
wasn't.
He said if he didn't have to go to Chicago, he would have done it. And I'm like,
God.
oh my god, could you
that guy
imagine?
step up
I
there?
know. Step up there like
Voice of an angel.
Yeah. And he was like, no, 100%. I definitely would, but
It was
I
right down the
have
street too.
show.
It's a place I go to regularly when I'm in Ann Arbor, just because I like karaoke. So
Yeah.
I was like, dude, it's right down there.
They talked me and because I just wanted to go home. It had been so many days of just going and going, and we got talked into going to a bar around the corner just a drink, right? A drink, which turns into a night of drinking. And but yeah, that was a really drunk group over there. You know what I mean?
Were they?
Yeah,
I didn't even notice.
Well, you were equally drunk.
Oh, okay.
Jesus. You had a hotel in Ann Arbor, I believe.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. How did the rest of that night go?
Fun. Fun.
Anything of note?
I don't know, not really. I guess. I mean, I went to
Yeah.
a karaoke bar. Well, I went to the karaoke bar in the end. The same one I just.
What did you sing?
I tried. We got there too late, man.
Oh, no.
Because we didn't get there till I think 1. And I right away up there, dude. How do I sign off? He's like, sorry, we're all booked up. It's like,
Oh
fuck.
man, that's
God damn
strange.
it.
Yeah.
But it was still fun. I
Yeah.
like karaoke. I like watching people, and I don't care unless they're terrible. I really like it.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Unless they're terrible, or if they sing bullshit, sad, songs. The songs need to be.
What, make you cry songs or something?
They need to be songs like you're at the bar. Don't get in there to Celine Dion like My Heart Will Go On. You know what I mean? They need
Yeah.
to be, I think, like Jimmy Buffett songs or
Sing-alongs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sing-along bar songs.
Yeah.
Or if you're gonna do so, or if it's someone like someone did some Eminem and they did a pretty good job. Like at least like if you're gonna, it's got to be really well, like something that everyone's gonna like.
Eminem karaoke?
Yeah, I've seen people do rap karaoke before.
Really?
Yeah, I've
Doesn't
seen
that
it.
seem
Never
odd?
seen that.
I have never seen that either.
I've seen it done very, very terribly, but I've seen some people do really well.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're not looking at they know the fucking song. They know where
Yeah.
it is. They're not looking at the screen going,
Yeah,
this
you'd
looks
have
like
to.
good. I mean, they're
Yeah.
fucking just doing it as if they were
Sure.
performing it.
And then we had Raj Sharma in yesterday, and he was so fucking funny, dude. So fun. He was the feature for Newberg. Like Newberg will bring someone to open his show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this dude's a fucking heavy hitter. Like he's not a middle guy. He's a headliner. And Newberg was like, oh, absolutely. But he's never really done Detroit, and he's never done Ridley's. So I wanted to bring him here. Mark will watch that and then probably offer him, if he likes it, offer him a headline thing. So it's kind of a twofold thing. And he was so damn funny. He did the show Heroin Has, on Wednesday with him, and then Newberg was recording his album all weekend, and it was funny. He was like, I was like, hey, how are the shows going? Because I went Saturday night to the Late Show, me and T and Hat, and he's like, okay. Like he was doing new material that he was like writing in the car the day before when we were driving around, not bullshitting you. And I'm like, you're gonna put this is a CD you're recording, and you're like, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this tonight, and he's like, well. I go, how was Thursday, Friday, 2 shows, whatever. And he's like, okay. Like, you're right. He's like, I haven't figured out how to make this work yet.
Oh, no.
I'm like, holy
We
shit,
got to have a couple more
dude.
chances.
And so Raj goes up Saturday and fucking lays down the gauntlet. I mean, just start to finish, 20 minutes of just kills it. And I'm like, fuck, if Chris doesn't have this figured out yet, I wouldn't want to follow that. And then Newberg gets up there for an hour and murders the room.
Murders.
Absolutely crushed, dude. He ends, and I go, dude, that was amazing. He goes, that's the album. He's recorded all the shows. He's like, second show, Saturday night is the album.
Which is usually the one they look
Worst.
forward to the least because it's Saturday
Yeah.
night late. People are drunk.
Yes, but he got in there and just hammered it, and I was so proud of him, and he did the bit. He figured out how to make it work, and it was great. It was just really really funny, and I want to take just a moment to shout out Sexy Easus Travis Bully, who was literally at our hip the fucking last week. He went out there and recorded the podcast for Chris on Wednesday. And then was there at Massey. He was at what was the other? What else did Trav? He gave you the recorder to go out with Mac on Friday. Hooked that all up.
I guess I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know what he had to do with I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't know what he did the rest of the weekend. Did he help him record the rest of that stuff, or did they?
No,
have his own
no. The label set a team. His record label set that room up for 8 hours one day. Miking that room up and getting it all
crazy
prepared. Yeah,
how that works.
So, but I want Travis. Thank you so much. He was working with Massey hours. Working with Massey.
A little meticulous.
Oh, a little bit. But he got that all dialed in. Was able to run through the new Apollo and really, really do it right. So, I wanted a special thank you to Travis. He worked really, really hard for us over the last few days, and certainly appreciate it over here. Isis, I did want to hear, Jay. I want to hear about your weekend. I don't know what you did. Or you were up north.
I was up north, man.
How
West
was
Side.
It?
It was.
I'm really glad
awesome.
you guys are taking advantage of this state. Like I was saying, it's just beautiful. It
Yeah.
really, really is.
I'm glad you noticed that. Yeah, Manistee, family vacation sort of thing. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
What'd you guys
Relaxing.
do? Anything?
Horseback
riding,
sat on the
trails?
beach. Bonfire.
S'mores?
Hung out. There were s'mores to be had. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
Yeah, good. And Isis, how was? I know you were doing the NASCAR thing with D-Mac.
Yeah, that was
Brad
that was
Kozlowski.
certainly a great experience. Man, I don't know, man. I'm lucky, I guess. This whole last week was filled with moments things that I never maybe
Moments you'll cherish.
things I wanted to kind of do my whole life, but just never thought I would maybe get to do. So yeah, sitting there with him at MIS, I got Brad.
He's wearing his fucking uniform.
Oh, I know,
like
dude. He came right off the
full-on-
track. He came right off the track from the first practice.
Yeah.
And and they're 2 feet from me, and I think Darren did a really good job interviewing Brad. I thought it was really well done. I think if anyone likes NASCAR at all, it wasn't just a typical bullshit NASCAR interview you'll get. Just number 2 discount tire car was pretty good. Bullshit. I mean, he gets into some stories of actual like Roger Penske stories and stuff like that. So people will like it if they like NASCAR.
I know so little about NASCAR that I don't know what the typical NASCAR interview would be.
My God, it's just
When you started
like,
to say that, I'm like, what
Jay, it's when you guys joke about the football, like people joke now about Matt Stafford and some football players that they've learned them up proper how to just be like, one game at a time. NASCAR kind of they've had that down for longer because they have all those fucking sponsors in the cars, and they just, it's just the same rhetoric over and over again. Yeah, the number 2 Dodge was doing pretty good today, but still got things we could work on. Found some stuff out, but can't say what we're gonna do. But
all
we got
the glory
some stuff.
goes to God, and
then to name the 20 spot. I got to name the 20. Frito Lay's.
really? They run through the whole thing?
Fuck yes, they fucking the jackets.
It's not enough just to have it on their fucking uniform.
God no,
They need to.
They have to fucking say the 20 different little things, and they just don't give real answers a lot of times, and they've been really.
But Brad
taught.
and Darren are longtime friends.
Well, that's what made such a big
So,
difference. A listener
yeah.
reached out to me. It says, like, I've done some stuff with some NASCAR drivers in the past, and he's like, Brad can be a little dry. And I'm like, well, this might be a little different because Darren and Brad actually text each other, so it's not just like some media guy. And that is what happened, for sure. It was a definite difference.
How long did he give you guys?
Man, 25, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Which is pretty good for again, for a guy like that. It could have easily been 5-10 minutes, and that would have been, I would have still been like, oh, that's pretty good. So,
Yeah. No,
I liked it.
It looked fun.
It was it was just crazy to me, man. I've watched NASCAR my whole life, and I've watched, or not my whole life, but I've watched it for 20 years. And Brad was just like, even when he was interviewing Darren, I thought he was just really cool, man. Like he was like looking at both of us. He, talked to me a little bit before and afterwards and stuff like that. So he didn't have to do even any of that. He could have just rolled in and done his thing and rolled out.
He's getting such a glimpse of the other side. I don't know if he's going to be able to go back to
Oh,
passing
God, no.
out in concourses.
Right,
Fuck,
exactly.
no, dude, I fucking because I got to watch the truck race on Saturday because when I met up with Darren on Friday to go into the interview thing, he hands me my passes, and I go, "Oh, this one's got Saturday too. Does it mean I can go to the truck race in the presidential suite?" And, and he goes,
Careful, E. Jay's right. You're
I
getting to
know.
that point, man,
And
where
There's no way he
I
can go.
stopped being able to go to games. Like, where is my personal waiter?
I know,
going on here?
I know.
Where's all the free food and drinks?
I know,
What's
but
going
what,
on here?
what am I supposed to do? Turn it down?
Hell no.
So I was like, I wasn't gonna, dude. On Saturday, like you mentioned, having the hotel on Friday. I was gonna go. I went and saw our girl Jenny, Jenny Fear. I can't pronounce her last name, but I went. Fedorovich. I went and saw her. I was gonna see her DJ Saturday night. So my plan was, dude, I'm gonna be hungover Saturday. I'm not going to do shit until I go to see her do DJing. But I'm like, I fucking could go to this truck race.
Yeah.
So pretty soon now I'm waking up hungover, driving to MIS to see the truck race right from Brooklyn. I literally left the truck race with 2 laps to go so I could haul ass to see her DJ at 5 in Detroit.
And hang out with supermodels, Russian supermodels.
Right, yeah, for sure.
Fuck, I get a picture from Jenny. She's like, don't know what you're doing, but here's what he's up to it. 2 of the hottest chicks you've ever seen, like, wrap their legs around.
Yeah,
Is
E.
this true, Isis?
They were rather attractive.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said to me, she goes, if you ever see, I can't do the Russian accent because if you ever
Try
see
it.
the hottest girls on the dance floor, they're always Russian.
She's very proud.
But no,
Russian.
that was fucking bad. That was actually, out of all the things I did this weekend, I don't know what the best was because that was badass. She let me go up in the booth with her, and she was like, literally,
You're living
like,
the
some
dream.
buttons.
I didn't get to push anything, but she did. She said next
didn't
time
get to
she's
push
gonna.
go?
I didn't. No.
Power or
no,
go?
I didn't get to hit any of that shit. She was like, but she was actually sitting there showing me like, oh, she had her computer there, and she has like 30,000 songs or / beats, whatever, different things on there, and she fucking full on like picks things, puts it in. Mixes up the beats to the beats, and she does it all live, no pre-planned bullshit. So that was badass.
I wouldn't think she would
do
it any other way.
And that's the thing. Some people, when they get into that press play DJ stuff, that happens with EDM shit. I mean, I hate to say it, but like Tomorrowland, Jay,
Get on your feet, Tomorrowland.
Those are a lot of pre-planned sets, unfortunately, but they're also synced
show.
in with in with fireworks and confetti and just a whole bunch of other
Pyro.
shit. But house music and techno music, like the kinds that I was seeing, like if you go to Move in Detroit, those guys, like she doesn't even go in with a pre-plan. She kind of starts with one beat, she says,
reads
and then
the room.
right, and then reads
Feels
the
it
room
out.
and tells
Yeah.
a story through an hour or 2 or however long she plays.
Yeah.
So
Wow, all right.
it was great, man. It was funny. I was so fucking tired when I got. I was almost falling asleep
Yeah.
getting to see her at the Marble Bar. And then even during her set, I was liking it. And about 15 minutes into her set, when she got comfortable, that's when she looks at me and she goes, "Hey, yo, get up here."
Nice.
And when I was up there in the
Felt
booth,
special, didn't you,
Oh
getting
my
called
god,
out?
dude! When I got up in the booth, it was like I was fucking wide awake, just so excited.
Hell
It was
yeah.
awesome,
Adrenaline.
dude.
That's called adrenaline.
I know. Second
for
win,
ya.
third win probably for that weekend actually.
By the way, I should probably mention, you mentioned D-Mac. The guys at IT and the D asked if I would come on their show today, Monday night. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to bring McCarty with me if he's available. And they're like, okay, he can plug his show and blah, blah, blah. So Darren and I will be on IT and the D tonight starting at, I believe, 9 o'clock. So if anyone is interested, we've done their show a couple times. And so that should be fun tonight. And then I got to just go to bed. I just got to finally get some sleeps. Ugh.
Hey, you have an annual physical. Make sure you're healthy. What do you do each year to make sure that you remain financially fit? Our friend Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. Call Mark today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Just got a text from Mike Massey. He said, so are we doing Every Rose next time? Hell yeah, damn straight.
I'm gonna get into a Pat Green song. God damn it.
Yeah, Pat Green. There you go. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Pat Green. I heard Raj was telling stories. 'Cause he grew up in Texas.
Yeah.
And it involved Pat. One of his stories involved Pat
Are
Green.
you
but
serious? How did I miss that?
I told you this is how drunk you were. Yeah, they had a fucking bar and one of his buddies.
Oh yes, I remember.
Yeah,
I thought you meant
They're like,
no, dude.
yeah, we had
when you
Pat
said,
Green play there. And
when you
blow
said
it
that,
out.
I thought you meant like yesterday, like because I was talking to that girl that was over here with our listener too, and she was from Texas and she knew all about Pat.
Oh,
Green.
Jody?
No, I remember you talking about that now. The barn.
Yeah, I didn't even
Fuck
get
me.
into it with him, but dude, guess who he's really, really tight with?
Who?
Ross Perot's family. Like good friends with Ross Perot's family.
Oh, my God.
And he's dude.
Yeah, we recently lost Ross.
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
months ago.
And he was telling me all these stories. Like he went to, like fraternity brothers with Junior and stuff. And it's just so fun. I'm like, dude, I have a Ross Perot sticker in the studio. He's like, fuck you, no way. Comes down and there it is. He's like, that's unbelievable. But yeah, he was telling a bunch of stories. And he said at one point he says we go into their he's got a hangar for their planes, and Ross Perot Sr., the dad, has a Gulfstream 3, which is, I don't know, $20-30 million jet, and the son gets a Gulfstream 6 and pulls it and grabs his dad. He's like, hey, man, I gotta show you the new plane. And he says Ross gets a full tour of the plane and just looks at his kid and goes, I'll take it. And he goes, no, this one's mine. And he said, Ross just looks at his kid and goes, I said I'll take it, and took the fucking plane from him. He had to go order a new one and wait. All that stuff.
Dude, I can't get it. Wait a minute. You don't have to tell the whole story, but what was the circumstance that he had Pat Green playing in his barn or something?
He bought one of them. I'll screw up the story. Bought this land.
And he just threw a party?
There was an old 150-year-old barn there, and the wood was still there, but it was in shit shape. And so he had it redone.
Right.
He said you could, it's bigger than a plane hangar.
Right.
And it's like 3 sections, and he used the original wood, had it redone, and then he's like, and then we had Pat Green do a full concert.
Does he know him enough to do that? Is that the deal, or did he have to pay him? Or
I'm sure Ross could afford it.
You text him and you tell him if he ever has a situation like that again, I will fly in day of and fly out that night if I have to.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense that all these Texas people
I know
because I'm like, I've never heard of anody who knows Pat Green.
I know.
You know what I mean? But
he told you that by chance, or did he hear me rambling?
He just mentioned. He's like, yeah, we had Pat Green do a concert. I was like, whoa. So did you just say Pat Green? He's like, yeah, like everyone should know who that is.
Right.
I'm like, holy shit! I didn't know anyone else knew who Pat Green was.
That's funny, man. Well, I'm gonna reach out to him on Facebook and be like, dude, if you ever have that situation, or if you can set up that situation again.
He's not interested in the Ross Perot aspect and the Perot family going to the compound.
Not at all. I don't give a fuck about that $20 million plane. I want to see Pat Green in a barn.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so a lot of fun, a lot of busy activities. But anyway, and by the way, I'm Facebook friends with like the entire Mike Massey family now. His mom reached out to me, wrote me a really nice note,
nice.
And his sister.
Hi, Mrs. Massey.
Hi, Mrs. Massey. But yeah, I was like, oh shit. There was a lot of people that were at the show on at Mike's show at the Ark, and a lot of people came up to me. They're like, oh my God, you guys were great. I can't wait to listen to your show. I watched when he was on playing, and I go out of my way to be, not swear a lot, and because Mike said, he's a good dude who doesn't, it makes him cringe and religious guy. And so I go out of my way to not do that for him out of respect. And then it's like the next show we do, I have Raj on here, and it might have been the most racist show ever done here. Hilarious, but
so all those people following up, checking out the show.
They're just such good people. We've got to check out the Detroit cast tomorrow morning because they were so sweet, and they just heard, yeah, I apologize if anyone's still hanging with us. I should have warned you that it can get a little harsh sometimes, and that was one of those shows last night. So anyway, apologize if we offended anyone. So anyway, going on in the news, we've got Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, what the hell happened there, huh?
I ain't buying
something
the story.
Fishy?
Yeah, something happened, man. I'm not buying that story. I mean, we joked about this. Remember what was it, a few weeks ago? There was reports that he, was either beat up by his cellmate.
Yeah, there was that muscle-bound dude he was cellmates with.
This creepy
former cop, right?
Yeah, who was convicted of murdering 4 people, and I can't remember what the circumstances were. Maybe a drug deal gone bad or something like that. But yeah, oddly, like one of those, like you look at oddly big, muscular.
Yes, strangely large.
Put the weights down, sir. They've done enough.
Notice
You've done enough of those.
They haven't showed his legs.
You think he's got little chips and legs?
Skipped a few legs, Dave.
Little bird legs.
What is that? Is it just
beach muscles, dude?
Yeah, that's
those are the ones.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but looking like that and then having little toothpicks for legs. It's just so weird,
dude. I think that shit. It's like body dysmorphia or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like being
Yeah.
anorexic. It's,
Gotcha.
it's just the other side of that coin.
Yeah.
I think people see themselves, oh, I'm barely muscular. I
Yeah.
gotta keep working on my,
Gotta keep
my
bulking up.
lats and
Yeah, this whole thing.
Yeah.
You know
I look too thin. I gotta bulk it up here.
I just don't get it. I never have, never will. I have no
Yeah,
interest in it.
That look is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's not a good look at all. But anyways, that was his cellmate, Jeffrey Epstein's cellmate in the.
Prior, and he came up bruised, right?
Yeah,
And it wasn't clear whether this dude had bruised him up proper or whether he
Yeah.
tried to hang himself, what the deal was.
He claims he saved his life, that he was unconscious when he got back to the cell, and you know he saved his life. But reports where there were bruising on his neck, and so they put him on suicide watch, as you would, because you know they claimed he tried to.
I heard
kill
he
himself.
wasn't on suicide watch, though, technically, at the time of the death, right?
True.
He
Yes.
was taken off that.
Which makes no sense with the high-profile nature of this case. Why would you risk it? I mean, it was only a couple weeks ago.
It's more expensive. I don't know.
Maybe it means you get put into a special cell and you get a blanket that you can't tie into a rope,
Right.
like, you know, stuff like that to hang yourself. You get people checking on you every 9 minutes or something,
Yeah.
something like that. And so, but yeah, his lawyers wanted him taken off that. They were meeting with Jeffrey like 12 hours a day, and so they requested he be taken off that. And a lot of people are not buying this story. They're just not, you know. So yeah, alone in his cell, had not been checked on for several hours, even though they were required to look on him every 30 minutes because he was still.
But they weren't because he wasn't in suicide watch.
He was downgraded to special watch, which means every 30 minutes someone is supposed to check on that cell and make sure everything's okay.
How long you need to hang yourself, Jesus?
7 to 9 minutes.
I don't know.
Go ahead. We got an hour left in the show. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see.
You mean the whole
See how far you
process,
can
or
get.
just the?
See how far you can get.
If I were to
in the next
decide right
30
now
minutes.
to just, I wanted to hang myself, and I was going to go out there and do it.
Is there any word on what he used?
I don't even know how to
he
tie a
did it?
noose. So
They haven't said really. They're saying died as his own hands. I don't think he choked himself out. I don't know. If
does
you can do
everyone
that.
know how to tie a noose? By the way, like.
I think in the moment you could figure it out.
You don't need technically a noose, right? You just need something
Okay.
where you can fall forward you know,
Yeah.
off a bed frame or
Gotcha.
something.
Yeah, yeah, and if you do it right, like what's his name, the former tight end Hernandez, put ketchup and mustard all over the floor so he couldn't.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he'd slide.
That's right.
Remember that? So even if he tried to stop and get his footing, he wouldn't be able to. So they said if an inmate attempts suicide or harms themselves, they are placed under 24-hour supervision in a special cell with no access to material items. They are provided with a blanket that can't be twisted or formed into a noose. The person guarding the inmate takes
is it, a
extensive
board?
notes.
Plywood?
I think it's paper.
Oh, okay.
What a shit blanket.
I know.
Can you imagine going to sleep with a paper
Be
blanket?
loud, rustly.
Yeah, sure would. And then there's a guard that will take extensive notes about their behavior, so there should be a big paper trail. But these guys, I guess, were working round the clock, these guards, and were just overworked like crazy. So, yeah, they did do an autopsy Sunday. We'll see, I guess. It was kind of inconclusive, Chick said. But they had, is it Dr. Michael Baden?
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah, he's like an expert witness guy.
Yep.
I think he was the medical examiner, chief medical examiner in New York in the 70s. And so they called him in. His lawyers wanted him there. And so they got special permission to let him be there. So I don't know if he finds anything different or what. A former prisoner who was in that unit, that
Yeah.
cell unit.
Yeah, he described it as like super high ceiling. No way could you tie anything to it.
Yeah. He said it would be impossible for him to kill himself. There's no way that man could have killed himself. I've done too much time in those units. It's an impossibility. The sheets are paper. It wouldn't be strong enough to hold a 200-pound man.
What if you just shove the paper down your throat? Just keep shoving. Shove and shove and shove.
Can you do that? Can you eat?
You know, can you drown yourself? You know
Well,
what I mean? It's like
he could choke to death on a jelly bean.
Yeah.
So I suppose you could on a paper
if you just
blanket.
took that paper blanket and just kept shoving.
Yeah.
Terrible way to go.
Yeah, that would stink.
But if nobody's checking on you for another 25, 30 minutes.
Right.
Could you do that? Because I've heard you can't, like, drown yourself. I mean, you can drown.
Just nature will stop you.
Yes, it will. Like, you can't hold your breath. Like, at some point, you know, your body will go, all right, enough of this nonsense, and it'll take over.
I don't know that that's 100% accurate, but
You want to try it?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a pool out back. You could try it.
Look, I'm not the person who loves life maybe the most in this room is not going to try suicide.
No, but I'm saying I'm betting, Jay, and I'm willing to risk your life on this, but I'm betting that nature will take over.
And I won't drown
and
in
you
the pool?
won't be able to drown yourself. Try holding your breath.
In the
Start.
pool?
Yes.
No, you can definitely drown.
Well, just stick your head underwater. And we won't hold it there. Just hold your breath. See how long you can go holding your breath. Try to kill yourself. Go.
I just think the paper thing down the throat is plausible.
I think you would need help. I don't think you could keep. Try it.
You want to kill. You want to kill yourself.
I know.
So
Maybe.
I understand there's this natural reaction to live. I want to live. I want to pull my head out of that bucket of water.
Mm-hmm.
But you're trying to kill yourself, man. You're desperate.
Yeah.
All you have is a paper blanket.
Yeah, and they give you rubber pens.
I know. I heard that. So you can't poke your eye out.
Yeah, that pokes my eyes out. So, one of the former wardens or whatever at that jail says for them to pull him off suicide watch is shocking. Cameron Lindsay, former warden, said, for someone this high profile with these allegations and this many victims who has a suicide attempt in the last few weeks, you can take absolutely no chances.
It's assuming there was a suicide attempt, though. Wasn't it in question as to whether this dude tried to choke him out or whether he tried?
Yeah, I think his lawyer said that. Oh, no, but I thought it's
There's just a lot of assumptions right now, I think. That's what I think.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, you don't take him off that then. If it's like
No,
up
I'm
in
saying
the air at all.
the news, like what's publicly known.
Yeah.
Clearly in the inside they did some sort of investigation. If they find that the dude tried to choke him out, well, let's remove that dude.
Yeah. There's other things too. Like if he wasn't, he's supposed to immediately have a new cellmate, and he didn't. And so people are going, why? Because they removed that big giant cop guy. They got him out of there, moved him somewhere else, and then it's like, why was there for several hours? Was there not someone else put in there? It just you look at it and it looks sketchy.
It all lines up for a good conspiracy theory.
It sure does. Well, it's not like we were
It's not
talking about this,
far-fetched, right?
No, I mean, dude, Clinton body count and has been talked about forever. But we immediately, when it was reported there was a suicide attempt, it was like, yep, they're not letting that guy get on the stand.
He's shot twice in the back of the head.
Yeah, yep. It just didn't make sense. The names that are surrounding him, you're talking about world leaders. The most powerful men in the planet are connected to him. He had pedophile island, and the chicks are talking now, and so it was like, are they really going to let this dude get on the stand? Because he's willing to spill to make a deal. He wanted a shorter sentence or whatever, and it's like, nah, they're not going to let him take that. There's no way. So they're very clear though. The Attorney General Barr is like, don't think for a second, all you people that are connected to him,
this investigation is closed. Yeah, they're going to pursue it.
No way is it closed.
That's the first thing I thought when I found out he died. I was like, dude, shit, man.
Yeah.
I wanted this whole thing to come out at least as clearly as can be,
Yeah. Well, they're going after it, and he said you should not. I think his quote was, "You should not rest easy if you're, a co-conspirator, if you're part of his circle. We will be doing full investigations, and some of the stories that the girls are saying, really terrible. I mean, 14, 15, 16. Epstein told one girl, I need to finish 3 times a day, mandatory. It's like, he said it's something like, it's like nature. It has to happen 3 times a day.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And it's 66.
And he needs a 14-year-old to do that.
I guess. Seems a little odd.
There's that Russian, speaking of hot Russian models, right? There's that Russian chick who was directly implicated with him, who apparently would secure a lot of these chicks, get them going, and then he'd walk in the room and just jump in the middle of them while the two are going at it.
Well, what he would do, it sounds like he would get a girl, 15-year-old girl in high school, and just give her tons of gifts and money, change her life. And she's obviously at an impressionable young age. And then her job would be to go to school and round up all her friends. And she was like, countless, 80 friends of mine became, that high school friends would go over there and, I mean, yeah.
For like $200 a pop or something. Right?
Is that what it was?
I think she was getting $200 for every chick she brought over.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, this one girl, 14 years old, still wearing braces, Courtney Wild. And she helped recruit underage girls for him for 7 years. He preferred those who were white and easy to manipulate. By the time I was 16, I'd probably brought him 70 to 80 girls who were all 14 and 15 years old. He wanted as many as I could get him. It was never enough. I mean, those kinds of details, you know, she's not lying. I promise you that girl is not lying about that. Michelle Licata was 16 years old, virgin, recruited by a high school friend to give massages. And she thinks, oh, I'm just going to massage this rich guy for a couple $100. Finds out, she thought it was just innocent massages. She's left traumatized. When
Ends
he
up
starts
massaging his penis to completion.
Well,
huh?
he starts just jacking it.
Sure.
You know, which, you imagine that 16-year-old girl giving him a massage, virgin, and now this creepy, old, big-headed,
dude.
big bobble-headed white dude, billionaire, just pulls his junk out and starts jacking it. He kept trying to put his fingers inside me and told me to pinch his nipples. Ugh. Can someone explain the nipple pinch thing?
I don't know.
I just don't get it. But I know it's a thing. People love it. Lots of people out there
Jesus.
love the nip pinch.
I don't know. Not for me, I guess.
Can we pinch your nipples, see what happens?
No, I do not want you to pinch my nipples.
I feel like such a douche asking someone,
I know.
pinch
Yeah.
my nipples. I feel like she'd
Go ahead,
laugh.
just go ahead and grab 'em.
Just give him a little pinchy pinch. An unnamed 15-year-old Swedish girl was confined to Epstein's private island. I believe that is Pedophile Island, and kept as a sex slave. There was a butler there, and he's crying on the stand. You know, like as he's, you know, he saw her there, unable to, against her will, not able to leave, and him and his wife were like, "Look, it's been fun being a butler at Pedophile Island, but this is ridiculous. This girl's stuck here." And so,
Sick, man.
yeah, it sure is. But, you know, Bill Clinton can say anything he wants, you know, about, oh, I've only been on his jet a couple times. You know, it's like, no, dude. I know you creepy fucker. And there's no way.
We all know you.
Dude, if you're willing to hold the most powerful seat on planet Earth and let a 21-year-old intern blow you under your desk while you're talking to world leaders, poor Mrs. Heinrich and her sink finishes in Mrs. Heinrich's sink and then ruins a blue dress, you know, I mean, if you're willing to do that, it's not that far of a reach for me to go, oh man, Jeffrey, when are you hopping over to Pedophile Island, man? Maybe I'll join you next time.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, isn't it?
It's just not that far-fetched. Donald Trump was connected to him, and a lot of people want to, you know, say, oh yeah, but there were rumors because he was hanging out at Mar-a-Lago. And when Trump found out that he was hitting on young girls there, he banned him for life. That's the story. So a lot of people are like, well, he did know him, you know, a little bit. I could see him securing young chicks. Trump has always been after young, hot chicks.
Yeah.
Not that far of a stretch.
Seemed to be in his wheelhouse.
And who's the other one? Prince
Albert in a can?
In a can? Yes. Well, let him out. Was it, who's it? Prince of York?
Yeah, I can't remember his
Prince
name.
Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew.
Is it Andrew? Mm-hmm. And poor guy sitting there, he had to go to church with mommy yesterday. He was in a limo, all these allegations.
Well, he has
of him.
pictures with his arms around some of these girls, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And there have been rumors forever, and I guess he's got a little Heidi Fleiss-esque black book with a whole lot of names in it. So who knows how far this goes and how much we see. But it's going to be interesting, to say the least. But
Well, Jeffrey's burning in hell right now, I suspect, right?
you think? Yeah, maybe.
Hey, the Blind Biz. It's the place for blinds, shades, and shutters of all blinds, shutters, and all types of shades. I'm sorry. They service a wide area of Michigan, and listener Rich offers free consultations, shop-at-home appointments, and free installation. Rich started the Blind Biz in 2002. He handles all aspects of the business from call to consultation to installation. TheBlindBiz.com is the website. Mention TDC, and Rich will honor 20% off your blinds purchases over $399 with some exclusions.
Did you see, you like that Andrew Yang guy, right?
Yeah, man.
Possible
He's
presidential candidate for
Do I like
2020?
him as a president? No, but he's an interesting dude. He's different.
He's the guy that won't wear the tie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Universal basic income is his thing.
Yeah, he
His
wants to
thing
give
is
everyone $1,000 a month.
machines are taking over everything, and everybody needs $1,000.
Yeah, if it continues this way, why not? I don't want to work. I mean, if a machine can do my job and they just throw cash at me, that's fine.
A whole $1,000 a month.
Yeah, I'm gonna need more than that, if you wouldn't mind, Andy. And he's the one that wants to stop clipping dick tips, knock it off with circumcisions.
Is that his take? Yeah.
Yeah, I read that in one of the things. It was
No,
like
I know he has a
stands
take on
for that.
circumcision. He has a take on everything if you go to his website, but I didn't realize it was non-circumcision.
Yeah, I think he wants to not be taking scissors to baby dongs. But remember when we were talking about the priest that was doing those ones, remember? And he would
bite it.
he had to help with the bleeding
suck
and stuff. He would suck on he would cut it off and then he would suck on the tip.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, I mean, which seems plausible. I mean, if it's bleeding and stuff, and yeah, I think there was more to that too. And God, as a young father, new father, to sit there and watch a priest blowing your baby, following this.
Well, he's not blood. He's sucking.
I mean, well, yeah, I think it was about the blood, right? Do I have that right? Something like that. Anyway, didn't know that was possible. But so Andrew
Yang wept.
Yang, I was going to ask you. Is that presidential? Like,
No.
See, right? I mean,
It's human.
it's human, it's sensitive,
Yeah.
nice, but
Let's be honest, man.
he wept.
Talking
too.
presidential in the same sentence as Andrew Yang. Come on. He's not
Yeah.
going to win anything.
Can't have a president
Go ahead and
Yang.
cry. Be a real person.
Yeah. It's like T said, man, we can't vote for that guy. He's got that squiggly line above one of the letters. You know what I mean?
Julian Castro.
Yeah, Julian Castro. It's like you got that. If you got that squiggly thing above one of your letters, I just.
I don't think he has the squiggly. He doesn't have the Enya. He has the accent.
He's got the accent. Yeah, the one that makes you.
So you can't have an accent? Julian.
I don't know, man. Maybe. I just don't know. I hate to say that, but
Look, Yang's not going anywhere.
Well-
Let's not be too hard on Yang.
I don't want to. But it'd be one thing if he had a tear. But he kind of broke. Do you have the video there, E? And he's talking to a woman in the crowd, and terrible story. A woman named Stephanie, and she's talking about a stray bullet that killed one of her kids in front of her other child. Go ahead,
It's a long video, so I think it's from your beacon.
My beautiful 4-year-old daughter, Dayla, was struck by a stray bullet March 2011.
At this point, he's verklempt.
My son, my daughter's twin brother, witnessed what happened that day. She died 2 days later. Firearms are the second leading cause of death for children
So
and
he goes in for a
teenagers
hug.
in the
Did
U.S.
you think that was appropriate?
But 4.6 million American children
Sure, you can
live in
hug.
homes
Can you?
with at least one gun that is loaded and unlocked.
Biden
And
couldn't
hundreds of
play
them
that card
gain
right now.
access to a
Can I have a
gun
hug?
and unintentionally
Do you
shoot
think if it's a
themselves
guy in the crowd doing
or
this, he
someone else
goes in for the
every
hug?
year.
If this
As
is a guy?
president,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
How
think
would
he
you
probably
address
does.
this?
What?
Unintentional
Really? You
shooting
think Yang would have the balls to go? Can I get a hug?
Look at him. Look at him
Thank
go.
you for that. Can I give you a hug? Is that be appropriate?
No, not at all.
He does the jog over.
Yeah.
No, this is not presidential at all, but
Yeah.
it's,
Is it? Do we take him off the ballot at this point? Sorry, sir. You're disqualified for. Oh boy. Hold this together, Yang. There's an election on the line, sir.
I have a 6 and 3-year-old boy. I was imagining.
Nope. Can't win now. Can't win.
I was imagining it was one of them.
We're going to Washington. We're going to Michigan. Ah! Is that his Dukakis with the helmet moment?
Yeah. Yeah, he can't win. But he couldn't win before, so that's okay. Listen,
They still-
say he wins, and some world leader goes, "We're going to kill one of your people if you don't do X. If you don't do X, we will kill one of your people."
Yeah. We will.
No, please. The thought of it. I have a 6-year-old son. Don't kill a
Listen,
person.
Yang, if you want diplomacy with Russia, you need to understand, if you do not do what we say, we're going to take a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. We're going to shoot the 6-year-old in front of 3-year-old and let it watch.
Can I give you a hug? First, can I give you a hug?
No, you cannot give me a hug, pussy. Go back on your little plane and go away.
No, he lost a lot of credibility, man.
Yeah.
Got to show strength, ready? Strength.
Sure, I guess. I don't really. I guess you're right. But to me, it's too bad that we're in that situation because the reality is, like you said, it's like more of a human. We sit there all the time and say these robots up there, the Hillbot, and it's kind of weird that we get one that finally shows like he's a human, and then people are like,
eliminate him.
"What a pussy!" Like, I mean,
I think you can, to a point, you can cry up to a point. That was borderline sobbing.
I know, but I'm just
Like,
saying,
like he cracked, and it's like immediately I went, "Oh no, pull it back, Yang, pull it back." No, it's over.
But see, that's my point, though. In a
over.
way, though, you say to a point, but I think that's kind of crazy because in reality, he's finally giving you. You always say you want these people to give a real reaction, and the reality is he's giving his
like
real
it.
reaction.
I'm not saying I wouldn't vote for him.
Yeah.
I'm saying I think as a country,
I know, just a
you
funny.
cannot sob and then.
We're not ready for that.
That's-
No,
but that's
I
why
don't
it's
think we
so-
are ready for that.
That's why the whole thing is so fucking absurd.
We'll have a woman president before we'll have a man sobbing president.
There's
right?
a level of empathy that he could have exhibited, and then after gone and cried with her and had a moment with her after off the cameras, and it would have been a great story, right?
Yeah.
If he showed like,
I think when he got verklempt, you pointed out at this point he's verklempt. I think he can get away with that. That's fine. Shows real emotion still. But
it was after the slow jog to the hug.
Yeah, what was
and
with
then
the jog, by the way?
Back on stage, and then you're breaking up. You can't do the second breakup.
you can't do the second, and it went on for a long time. And I think you're right. I didn't even consider the world leaders aspect, but they can see that video. They'll have it.
It's done.
Yeah, it's over.
Poor Yang.
Poor Yang. And then he goes on and he's trying to man up again, tough up, get tough. And so he's in where was he? Iowa or something? Iowa State Fair. He was enjoying some good food there at the state fair, probably some corn dogs. Maybe
Try to
some
eat some pig's ears or something with
elephant
tough
ears.
again.
Yeah. And he called the president fat and a slob.
There you go. Did he hit the thing with the big mallet?
If
No?
he doesn't ring the bell, that's
Wait,
disqualifying too.
how did he? Does you have the quote that he said?
No one wants a president who doesn't seem that he can run a mile. He's saying, I can't be eating crap on the trail too often because I need to stay in presidential form.
I literally couldn't care less.
No one wants a president who doesn't seem he can run a mile. I don't think Donald Trump can run a mile. Would you guys enjoy watching Donald Trump run a mile? Yeah.
I would enjoy it though.
Yeah, hell
No
yeah.
way in hell he could run a mile.
Not a chance. I've seen him play tennis. Enough said. That would be hysterical. What does that guy weigh? 280 or something? I say he passes out at the quarter mile mark.
Listen to Yang get fat shaming and all
Yeah,
that.
I don't do it. Why
Yang
is-
for a fat shamer.
280. Mr. Yang, wipe the tears from your cheeks, sir. You know how many people are 280 in this country? Most. It's a fat ass country. Oh yeah, I'd challenge Donald Trump to any physical or mental feat under the sun.
Dude, someone just told him he was a pussy for crying, and now he's gonna do a push-up competition or something.
Yeah, he had to spring back the other way,
See, it just that now
God.
I'm souring on him because
Yeah.
I
and
think
then
that's just
he goes further. Oh God, what can that guy beat me at? Being a slob. Yeah, I could do approximately infinitely more push-ups than Donald Trump.
okay.
He's talking a lot of shit, man, and fat shaming a lot of people too. I take offense to that. I don't want a president fat shaming me.
I just think it seems.
You can fat shame Rosie O'Donnell, but that's it.
It's just like, dude, it's funny because I was sitting there, had his back on the crying. I was like, you know what, man, we want to show these emotions. But when I see that the next day or it's 2 days later, whatever it was, that's to me 100% that someone sat there and said, dude, you were crying like a pussy. And now he felt like he had to come out and go, look at me, I can do push-ups. Like, I don't even consider whether, I agree, I don't think Donald Trump could fucking run a mile. Of course I don't think that he could. But
Does
I don't
that matter? Do we need a 73-year-old man running miles?
I don't even know why it matters. I mean, I want him to be able to not have maybe I wanted our president not to have situations where maybe he was having fainting fits or he had something where he literally would fall down or couldn't make it through a day without doing. But most people, dude, you know how many people can't run a mile? Sadly, I know it's not good, but
Yeah, but
how many CEOs can run a mile? You know what I mean?
But they say being bald, you can't win.
Yeah.
You've never voted in a bald dude,
Right.
If we're not ready for a bald,
I know.
we're definitely not ready for a sobbing candidate.
I know,
right?
It's a weird thing to me how we pick these things sometimes that are so superficial. Like dude, people can't. No one wants to be bald. No dude wants to be bald, and it's like there's this weird thing where you're in the boardroom. I mean, I've never been in it, but I've heard people say it before. And they look at some dude, they're like, bald. I don't know about that.
Ooh,
bald.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can I really take his opinion in the courtroom?
Why are
even
we listening
grow
to this
hair.
guy?
Yeah, you're in the jury box. Like,
His hair bailed on him. What are we listening to him for? His own body.
I know.
Everything about Yang was unorthodox, and that was what was cool about him. But if you're telling me that he sprang back from the crying episode to try to just badmouth Trump to look tough,
Yeah.
that's lame, man.
Yeah, I
Come on,
agree.
Yang, do your thing. It
Yeah,
was working.
I don't know if he was, if someone like coaxed him into that, got that answer out of him. But seriously, I think if anyone on the right did that,
Oh my goodness.
the fat shaming that he did in that quote. I mean, dude, that's a lot of fat shaming.
yeah, it
What is he,
wasn't just kind of like
280?
he can't run a mile.
He can't even run a mile. Like that's, I don't care. I don't care at all. But it's, calls him lazy, a slob. Only thing, he can't beat me at anything. I'll do infinitely more. Like,
Well, we have another month until the third Democratic presidential debate,
Yay.
so
Yeah.
Yang can get his shit in order before then.
yeah. Do you think it's? I don't know, man. Video exists now. It's too easy to pop that video up. Everyone's got the tube, so we'll see. Northern California parents not happy.
Like Marin County, Northern California. Yeah,
Close.
right in there.
Right in there. Yep, close. They're actually furious with a 7th and 8th grade science teacher who, and I don't remember. I think I dissected a frog. Science class.
I remember doing a mink as well.
A mink.
Yeah, a
Why?
mink.
Why would you you dissected
Yeah.
one? Wow, I never heard of such
A
thing.
mink, a frog. What else, man? Maybe a shark, a small shark.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've always had it out for sharks. So what did you remember? Did you have to take all their limbs, the frog ones, and
Absolutely, splay
get
them out.
down?
Yeah.
Gross. I think I had a chick do it for me.
Uh-huh.
It was like my lab partner or
Remember
whatever.
it being really stinky.
Yeah, it stinks. It's just so gross. Did you do that, E?
I got lucky, dude. I never had to do any of it. I think because I switched those different like Montessori's to private schools. I think
Yeah, that whole
for whatever reason
second,
I
eighth
somehow
grade and all
missed
that.
it.
Yeah. So both times you were in 8th grade, you didn't have to.
I've never dissected an
Wow.
animal in my life.
Good for you.
And I'm glad.
But
frankly.
that's what I remember about science class. I also remember the definition. Science is the knowledge of the pursuit of knowledge of things as they are and why they act as they do. Because our science teacher would make us write that on everything we did.
There you go.
Yeah. So it stuck all these years later. But this science teacher goes a different route, and he's going to bring up gender identity.
What
and,
are you doing?
And
Why?
sexuality to 14 and 15-year-old
Why?
class.
Just gonna use a fun little unicorn to
just
help
do the
tell the
curriculum.
tale.
Yeah, it's the gender unicorn.
Look
Yes.
at man. Just do the stupid
Yeah, but
whatever.
he's in Northern California.
I know.
So he's, preaching to the choir.
Yeah, he used a gender unicorn graphic from Trans Student Education Resources to explain the choice of MX over Mr. How do we pronounce it? Is it mix?
Yeesh.
Am I a mix? Are you one? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't like being called cisgender. You know what I mean? Like you're cisgender. It sounds weak, doesn't it? But I think we're cis, right?
Yeah, we are.
If I'm a dude, he him, I identify as a he him, and I bang and I crush puss, I think I'm a cis.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So even the principal in this like liberal area of California to come and go, all right, that'll be enough. All right, but we don't do that ever again. So the problem is, and I haven't been in school for a long time, so studying's not really my strong suit, but I didn't get his gender unicorn. I think it's a bad example, right? It's gender identity, female, woman, girl, male, man, boy, and then there's other gender, is genders, plural. MX is a gender neutral honorific typically used by individuals who don't identify as a specific gender or for people who simply don't want to be referred to by a gender. What is your problem with a gender? Look, I don't want to be referred to by any gender, okay? Handful of parents felt the discussion was inappropriate for the age group, 12 to 14-year-olds. How pissed would you be, Jay? And science class didn't feel like the proper place to be having these discussions with their kids. Sonia Rush, a step-parent of one of the students, what took to Facebook and said, that teacher, the teacher said that because he was transgender and the kids had lots of questions, he thought this would be beneficial to them, which is the most bullshit excuse I've ever heard. So he's trans, so this is very, very important. Just a lady.
Yeah.
Just a lady. Rush continued, I don't care what you identify as. That's your decision, but no one has the right to ask my child these questions and have absolutely nothing to do with what you're teaching in that classroom. It was a simple graphic of a unicorn using non-sexual icons to demonstrate the areas of the human body associated with gender identity. Another parent who was upset, Kristen Hill, wrote on Facebook, let's say the kids are confused about what to call him, her. How in the hell does this clear up any confusion about him, her? What a crock of shit.
It's not exactly self-explanatory, is it?
No. No, it's not. Sex assigned at birth. Physically attracted to. God damn. Principal Amanda Silva said when she saw the content of the handout, she spoke with the teacher and directed him to stop distributing that, okay? Please.
Cut it out.
You know,
Just go dissect a frog, man.
dude, it's something very important to this lady. You know, this is her jam, his jam. I don't know what it I don't know what it is. If it's a lady or a man, I don't know. But clearly very important, and got to be a little confusing to the kids. You know, why does my teacher have an Adam's apple? You know, why does Mrs. Whatever have an Adam's apple? And so, the kids ask a couple questions, and it's like, ooh, they're fascinated. Who needs science? Ironic as shit, by the way, he's a science teacher. Yeah.
Why does my science teacher, Mrs. McConnelly, have balls?
Yeah. And prostate cancer. Oh, did you hear about the Malaysian man?
Which one?
It's not a joke.
Which one?
Chun Ping Lee?
No.
No? Oh, Mr. Lee. Chun Ping, he's on a flight.
Oh,
from
yes.
San Diego
God
to Houston.
damn it.
Chun Ping, he's going from San Diego to Houston. Can someone find out how long the flight from San Diego to Houston is?
Can't be more than an hour and 15, right?
2 hours max?
God.
Chun-
And he can't
Chun
just
Ping,
have a seat and relax. No.
no. Chun Ping decides, this is perfect time to install a camera in the toilet. He goes to the trouble of getting out of his seat, going to the bathroom, and installing a video camera in the toilet. Chun Ping,
It's about 3 hours, by the way.
3 hours, okay.
All right, I give him a break then.
Yeah.
I was
And
thinking
he's-
it was way shorter than that.
He
But
does-
yeah, 3 hours. You get, get bored.
Sure,
Pretty
watch
good
a
sample
movie,
size.
asshole.
Pretty good sample size,
Read the mall
Sky
catalog,
Mall?
Sky Mall. Ask for another biscotti cookie.
Have the Sky waitress serve you.
Nope. He's take this opportunity to install a video camera in the toilet. I know people have lots of, we've seen them all. We've heard about all of, what you're into. Some dudes like feet. Some dudes like whiffing someone's hair, getting farted on, shit on. We've seen all of that. What are you hoping comes into that bathroom and sits down on that toilet seat
what is that?
and just unloads a frothy whiz?
Well, and where?
Yeah, what's
in that, in
preferred?
that
A loose stool. I mean, do you know how many loose stools are taking place in airplanes?
God.
in that setting too, like where is he setting the angle at? Even like it's not like a one where he can like go in somewhere and really get it. He's got to do it fast. You know what I mean? A small area,
but
small
at the
bathroom.
same time, he has to set up a camera with such vitality that it can survive the flush. I mean, there's
Right,
nothing like
exactly.
a goddamn airplane
Oh,
flush.
I didn't even think about that. It'll suck you in there. You don't want to have the tie hanging
No.
down. That's worse than those wood chippers outside.
How's he doing that? This isn't just a
then he has
camera
to-
mounted in the bathroom somewhere?
I
This
think
is
it was-
in the
I think
toilet?
she was sitting down, fat ass, sat there, and that angry butthole opened up and unleashed God knows what.
And then he has to.
And she sees the blue light in the toilet.
He should be required to answer the question, what was the ideal? Like, what were you after,
Yes.
sir?
Yeah. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Because you're either going to get a dude standing up and just whipping his dong out and whizzing standing up.
And maybe that's what he was after. Maybe.
It doesn't sound like the Chun Ping I know. Or you're getting, if a guy sits down in that toilet,
Oh God.
Maybe that's what he's after.
it's There's only one thing going on when a man sits down on an airplane toilet, right?
God.
I mean, you're like, if I am forced to watch the video, I want a fat ass woman to sit down. It's like, please, praying that it's just one. You know what I mean? Just number one. She does her wipe thing and then gets the fuck out of there. But if a dude sits down,
Boy.
Mr.
And then he has to
How-
put it in, place it in. He has to go there one time and do all the things. And then he has to wait and like look,
The
watch.
recon, yeah.
And then he
Yep.
has to take it away. Like so when they say, "Oh, last call," this last time to go to the bathroom.
take final whiz before the ending. He goes in, yeah. But dude, imagine how absolutely insanely rock that guy is on the drive home, knowing when he gets there, he's gonna take that USB cord. He's going to hook that shit up to his phone, and the files are going to be on his laptop.
Yeah, this isn't his first rodeo. This
No.
is a guy who's done this before, for sure.
My guess is,
I mean, people walking up down the aisle going, "Oh yeah, oh yeah,"
I mean,
hoping they go to the certain one. Someone gets up and he's like, "There's a different places they could go," and he's like, "Don't go. No, she's hot. Don't go to the front. Don't go to back. Go
yeah,
to back."
he's steering everyone away from the,
God,
the
even the
bathroom
best.
stuff.
Think about that. Even the best case scenario
I know.
walks on the plane, and you're gonna look at that thing shit on your camera.
yeah.
God.
I mean, I don't know where Chun Ping started. You know what I mean? Like, because I guarantee you, if you go to that laptop, he did not start in an airplane toilet.
No.
He was doing public restrooms, probably his own home. He probably figured it out, doing it at his own home.
Got boring.
Yeah, right. He's just inviting, he's having parties every day, he's just serving chili dogs all day and loading them up with drinks. So people are just, there's a constant line for his bathroom. But he got bored with that. Take it up a notch. He can't go 3 hours on a fucking flight without needing to fill, you know what I mean? Like, his vice is that. And you've seen those bathrooms. They're tiny. The toilets are tiny. Like, you got
So much
sloppy,
time
man.
of your day. So much time of your day.
He
and
was
your
one
thought
piece of
process.
duct tape away from us never
That's
knowing
the other funny
the
thing.
name Ching.
How can you be so stupid to not know if there's a light on that camera?
Yeah. I mean, Chun Ping Lee is better than that. I would think he would at least duct tape that light. It's like he's kicking himself right now. He's sitting in jail kicking himself. I can't believe. Who would they reap the brake showing? So, yeah, first class passenger went to use the bathroom. I don't know. They didn't say if she had explosive diarrhea or if it was just number one. I don't know. I know you guys are wondering, but I don't know. And she spotted the blue light. The woman took the device to the flight crew. Would you touch that camera?
Read it again. Was it actually mounted in the toilet or just in the bathroom, the powder room? Did they just say it was mounted in the toilet? Maybe if this is an English story, they're referring to the toilet, like the room, as the toilet.
Yeah, but if you're
Not
Well, you
saying
just
it's
read,
right.
read it again. Just like read it how they
Just
word
read
it.
it. How do they word it?
How do they word it?
a first class passenger from Houston went to use the bathroom and spotted equipment which was emitting a blue light.
Yeah, see, that's not necessarily in the toilet. I don't think it could survive that goddamn flush, man.
Probably not. I'm thinking it was the toilet because what's your end game? No chick goes in there and
it's
you're
even
not going to
worse.
see full on like
Be
if
looking
you're-
for dongs, man.
maybe, but okay. I think if he's going for
Dongs are fully exposed. Would you agree? Got your dong threaded through there. You're peeing. There it is. There's the dong. Maybe he's just after dongs, Mike.
I don't know because he got a lot of women, I think, and they.
But you don't
they
know what
found
but that
files.
doesn't mean anything. He could have been sitting here pissed off. God damn it! 4 more women.
Yeah.
I need these
Get
dudes
some
gonna
dongs in there.
ordering rounds of drinks next to him for guys. Just like, hey, dude, rounds on me.
Yeah. Well, he let's see. Chun Ping Lee is a native of Malaysia, works for Halliburton, and the FBI uncovered deleted files on the device as well. 2 more women were caught on camera after the device was installed in another airplane bathroom.
This guy.
That's his thing, man. He's traveling a lot. And he's installing these things. But I was thinking, first off, you couldn't hide a recording device in a bath. It would have to be in the bowl or something, right?
No.
Like, there's no room in there. And if you're, I would assume he wants to see what's being produced.
Yeah.
And as it's
gotta
coming
be
You're
out,
saying
off,
that,
right?
dude. You're making a lot of assumptions with a person who's willing to record in a bathroom toilet. You just don't even, dude. His thing
Trying
might
to
just
reason as a crazy man.
his thing might just be that he likes seeing people squat down on the toilet,
could be it.
and he doesn't even have to see the vagine. He just likes the thought
Well,
of.
that's a waste.
Well, I know,
I mean,
but
if
I'm
you're
saying,
going in there, you might as well get a quick
you don't-
shot of the vagine.
but you don't
You're
know
going to get a
these-
lot of nasty vagine. Think about the people that use it. Think about how many old people get up multiple times on a flight.
The public is troubling.
Troubling. You get this lady. I had to help her. Last flight I was on, she couldn't even stand and like.
Is it
hold
possible he told this whole story to get to this part where he helped an old lady?
I didn't help her all the way. I just kind of just like got her, stood up because it was like this is getting uncomfortable. I'm sitting right here and she's clearly struggling. She was ancient, bro. Ancient. Whatever went on in that bathroom
Yeah.
for a while, Chun Ping probably didn't want to see that.
but you say he probably dude.
Dude, Chun
Again.
Ping could just be after seeing people in enclosed spaces in a bathroom, just knowing they're in there and they don't know they're being filmed. It could be as simple as that. We don't
Why-
know. The mind of Chun Ping, we can't even
Why are you
predict.
guys cutting Chun Ping such slack here and assuming he
What's
just wants
cutting
to see
slack?
someone?
There's not
Yes,
slack. What do you mean?
if you're going to the point of installing a camera in a bathroom, you are after someone shitting.
You're
and
making
you
a
want
big
that-
assumption. That's what it's not slack. It's saying that, dude, this guy's willing to record
Chun Ping is
people in a
diabolical.
bathroom toilet. In an
I'm thinking he's max creep.
I understand.
He wants to see a butthole opening. He wants to see a vagine opening.
I just don't think there's
Right?
any way you can fasten it to an airplane toilet and
When-
have it survive.
Yeah, you're right. That flush is one of the most
It is
powerful things on
epic,
planet
man.
Earth. Yeah.
But it's like
I
Loud,
put my
too.
dong away before I flush that thing
Oh,
for fear that
absolutely.
it's pulled.
I still
Yeah,
can't
well,
understand why you
like
like.
head's touching the water too when it.
I just don't understand why you can't like comprehend that a dude that would be willing to do that who knows what the fuck it might be aimed at the feet at the ground and
Yes,
he just
the
like
feet, the
seeing
feety.
feet while people in
No,
shoes while
he's a scat freak. I'm telling you. I'm just.
how what's your
When
evidence?
he gets out of prison, will you look up Chun Ping? I gotta talk to him. We'll find out what his jam is for sure.
I wonder how pedestrian though his hiding of this camera was. Did he just have a piece of duct tape, have it in the corner, just pointed down?
Come on,
Did
man,
he
it's
have it
better
on the
than that.
counter, duct tape against it? Does it? It's got to be.
It sounds like he's-
fastened in some way.
He's pulled this off before on other flights.
I'm picturing
So
a
he's
camera
not-
like one of the, like that big, like half a pen size.
Pen camera, would that work? It would have to. See, I'm picturing like a
Like a
cam-
GoPro.
Yeah, he just hooks his phone up there. It's
No, I'm picturing something smaller.
Oh, it's
Jesus,
spy-
what were
it's
you?
got- yeah, dude, it's
you
one
know,
from
little
those spy
cam?
shops. Yeah,
yeah.
Like, just like that little, whatever.
Yeah, but the
Not see
blue light, God, man,
idiot.
Yeah, the
Idiot.
blue light's
so
retarded.
dumb.
He was charged, by the way, within the special maritime and territorial jurisdiction of the United States. He was charged with video voyeurism aboard an aircraft, a law that was added to the U.S. Code in 2004.
Basically, when small cameras became a thing.
Yeah.
The minute we made small cameras where regular
Well-
people could buy them, we had to say no more.
Creeps and
Yeah.
on airplanes now. God damn it.
Mr. Chun Ping Lee, ladies and gentlemen, is the first person ever arrested under the law in the 15 years since it was enacted.
Huh.
Yeah, that's kind of worth it almost. Really, you know what I mean?
To be the one and only.
The first one. Like, there's a law in the books in the United States. It's a maritime law. He's the first person ever charged with it.
Wow.
I mean, that's. I mean, I'm not saying you put it on your resume, but I mean,
It's remarkable.
It adds to
it's
the story.
worth a note
I wonder how close people have gotten
to being charged.
Struck a deal and they dropped it to a lower
Are
charge.
there cameras on? This sounds dumb, but like I guess I've never hear about it. There's surveillance cameras on planes because when we have things happen, all we ever see is people from cell phone footage. So like how did he get caught?
She saw the blue light, and then they looked at the files, and they were able
Able to see,
See him looking at it,
Yeah,
kind of
they
that bird's
probably-
eye
But that
view
just
of
makes
him
me wonder, like-
looking at it. Does that work? Is that recording?
But why aren't there? Are there not security cameras on planes? And why not? If there aren't,
You're right, E. I've never
Like,
seen one, like a closed
like you
circuit
never hear
angle.
any. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
I've never seen it.
So why not though? You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's.
well, I'll tell you, if agents were able to identify clothing and jewelry with specific details, which were worn by Mr. Ping, Chun Ping Lee. He was wearing jeans and a short sleeve shirt with the letters NJC on the back. I don't
Yeah,
know what-
see, so it picked him up. As
yeah,
he
I
was
get
setting
that,
it.
but I'm just. It's
Yeah,
just still
no,
goes-
E,
right.
it's an interesting point. These things are so inexpensive now. Why not hang
It
a
just seems
camera?
like we have
I'm
things
trying to
happen on
think,
airlines
don't-
all the time.
Don't we have? And it's usually shit footage. of like a cabin filling with smoke? Is it always listener?
I don't believe I've ever seen a mounted camera on an airplane, like footage from that. Maybe they do it. It's just never shown. I don't know.
I wonder if it's. Well, no, it wouldn't be some technical
Pilot
issue.
listeners, email in.
Yeah.
Are there cameras?
God, this was
They watching
literally
us?
yesterday. We had a guy fly.
Anyway.
Hey, everybody, get a 2-pack My Pillows Premiums for $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow, which is the lowest price ever offered on podcast, radio, or TV. This offer is only available at MyPillow.com using promo code TDC, of course.
Hey, were you a fan of Coming to America?
Yeah, you know.
Eddie Murphy, Arsenio
Sure.
Hall,
Sure.
Darth Vader, voice
Yep.
of Vader.
James Earl Jones, yeah.
Yep.
By the way,
then-
just real quick, it looks like it says they do ever since 9/11, but they must just maybe there's something in there where they
Just
don't release
locked
that
down, yeah.
shit. Yeah, because I don't think we ever see it,
Yeah, I don't remember seeing.
Can't
any.
remember ever seeing something posted on YouTube
or like even
or something
talking
like that
about it. Like I
from-
never hear
would
like, oh,
be-
we have footage,
Right.
but we just
Why would
you know
it
we
be in
don't
their
really-
interest to post that
I know,
video
I
ever?
know.
But it seems like you would
You
even
know what I
almost
mean?
hear it. Like, hey, look, guys, we have footage, but for reasons because of its airplane situations, we don't reveal that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
probably.
Aeronautic safety standards preclude it. Some
Yeah.
phrase
Yeah.
like that.
Well, if you think about how many cameras are all over everywhere, we don't see any of that footage usually. But it would have surprised me if there wasn't some sort of recording in the plane video. But
Well, thank God they had cameras hanging. Where was that? Beijing, where that ostrich got out? Did you see that shit?
no,
Easus, Bing it. Duck, duck, go it. Whatever you need to do. An ostrich gets free and goes running through the city. Ostrich
where?
is
Like just-
running. There's something so satisfying about it.
Yeah.
Right?
They're
Just the
fast
size of
as
that bird.
shit, too.
Oh, yeah. They're
Yeah.
big. And some of these people, it goes running by and they don't even give a second glance. Other people definitely do. Like, what the fuck was that? But some people are
where
just like,
is this? Somewhere.
Beijing, you said?
I said Beijing, but I don't know it to be Beijing.
Yeah, could be any.
Could be any
Asian-
Asian city.
So an ostrich
Oriental-
escaped somewhere.
An ostrich
and-
escaped.
I mean, how many videos can there really be out there of an escaped ostrich that's recent?
yeah.
You know.
They'll find it.
We hope. Anyway, so yeah, James Earl Jones. They're doing Coming to America too. I guess we knew that. I was kind of
Yeah, I'd heard that.
yeah, and Arsenio's in.
Will
Eddie.
Eric, the Soul Glow guy, be? He got the
Soul Glow. Good
Remember-
question.
There he is. Look at this
Look
guy.
at that son of a
Chinese ostrich runs wild after escape.
bitch. So he's a Chinese ostrich.
Here he goes. Look at him go. I think he sort of has loose ankles, don't you think?
Yeah, he looks a little light in the loafers.
Look at him go. Look at how high his knees get, right?
Look at all the people trying to film him.
Yeah. There he goes up to a traffic circle. And to Mike's point, no stopping at a traffic circle.
Absolutely not.
He didn't even yield. Look at him go, huh? Look at him go.
Go, Poops, go!
Dude, he's got loose ankles for an ostrich.
Yeah.
I'm worried about his Achilles. Beautiful birds.
Oh, yeah.
Remarkable beasts.
What did it say?
Oh, I don't.
It said that he escaped.
Escaped his handler. I don't know. Got
Yeah.
outside and off he went.
He doesn't need a handler. Guy's doing great on his own.
He's a cute.
Isn't it, dude? Seeing animals doing shit they're not supposed to be doing, just like running through a city streets, is so satisfying. You know what I mean? It's like when you see the bear walking up on his back hands.
Yeah,
and
or a
you're
man
like,
in a bear suit, whatever.
right.
But yeah, you see him and it's
Just
like, yes, go
Go.
ostrich.
You know, I needed this. Thank you. You know, when you see a monkey in the streets like steal someone's food or a
Yes.
hat.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just the best. Or, you know, if you see a bear tricycling or, you know, chasing a monkey on a moped and catch him and end him quick.
It's the hips.
Yeah, it's all in the hips. It's just so satisfying. Anyway, Coming to America 2.
Yeah, when's it coming out?
I don't know. Probably Thanksgiving, one of those deals. I don't know if they're shooting yet, but I'm assuming isn't that the big movie release time? Is like November,
Yeah,
December,
dude,
Christmas.
We haven't seen Arsenio in how long? We haven't seen Eddie Murphy really in anything good in how long?
Yeah, it's been a while. So, and the plot, I think, is that Eddie Murphy's character had nailed, you know, banged a bunch of chicks here in the States and had a kid he didn't know about. And so his father convinces him to go back to America to find this kid who's, you know, just grew up in Queens and is like a teenager, but he doesn't know he's a prince. Not a terrible storyline, right?
Reason to come back, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see. So Rick Ross is going to be in this. Paul Bates returning as Prince Akeem's manservant and bodyguard. Remember him? Heavy set dude.
Not really, man.
Yeah, you would if you saw him.
Okay. Rick Ross? Did you say?
Paul Bates. So do Paul Bates. Rick Ross is a Grammy winning.
August 7th, 2020.
August 7th, 2020. That's what it's slated
So
for.
you got Top Gun 2 and Coming to America 2
Right,
coming out? What
right.
year did that originally come out, man?
That
1988.
88.
Wow. Talk about a couple throwbacks, huh?
Yep.
Holy shit.
So yeah, what was it? Street Savvy Queens native named Lavelle. That's
Yeah, I
his son.
remember Paul Bates now.
Remember him? Did he sing in that? Didn't he sing at the wedding or something?
Maybe, yeah.
Had a great scene.
Yeah, like you wouldn't expect him to.
Yes. Do you remember Arsenio Hall's character's name in that movie?
Oh, dude, I didn't even remember Prince
Semi.
Akeem. Semi, okay.
Yeah. And so he's going back with Semi to meet the unlikely heir. When I was talking to Newberg over the weekend, we were talking a little bit about this, and he said, Netflix just gave Eddie $70 million for a stand-up special. Set a new record.
Wow, all right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
See what he can do, huh?
$70 million for one comedy special.
I sure enjoyed Delirious.
And Raw.
Raw wasn't as good, but Delirious.
I wonder how much they've seen. Like, I wonder how much they've seen of his, like...
They just know
Right.
people can't not check it out. Even if it sucks, they're like probably
Yeah.
get the views still.
I just wonder still, though. I wonder, like, if he, how much went into that before that contract got made. Like, if if he was telling them, no, seriously, I've been working on it for 2 years now. Or, you know what I mean? Or something. I just wonder. Or if it
Well,
was just
you saw
enough.
him-
It was just enough that it was Eddie
You
Murphy.
saw him on Comedians in Cars with.
I haven't seen the episode, but you're right. It was on there.
Yeah, he was on there talking a little bit about it, and it sounds like he has nothing yet. Like he's got to work something out, find what he's going to do.
Ooh.
But yeah, so
for
and that's
him,
going to be really hard. I was like, fuck. Can you imagine being in the clubs when Eddie's trying to work that shit out?
Well, if
I mean,
people
that'll
know
take
this now
months.
already, that's the other problem. Like, if people know that he's signed $70 million, so now if he goes around for a year to try to do this, and to me, I just think it would be different knowing, like, oh shit, he hasn't literally done this in 15 years. I know he's got paid, just
30
got paid
years.
$70 million to do a special. I would judge it differently. I feel like, I don't know, or something.
Pressure's on, right? Better be good kind of thing.
I kind of. I don't know. I just don't. I think it'd be different than not knowing. Than if he had
Well,
just done it
it's
for like
gonna
a
be-
year and then they announced it. Like,
Don't you think people are going to be like they do with Louis C.K.? They're going to try desperately to get any footage of Eddie working shit out in a club.
Yeah.
And Newberg said there is no way on earth anybody will get footage of Eddie Murphy
No, they
in a
won't.
club working it out. He said they won't let you in there with a phone or
Yeah.
a recording, period. Like they'll take those at the door and you can get it back at the end of the show.
but these days people can still just blog and shit. You can just say what you saw. It's not
Yeah.
the audio, but
Yeah, which is a dick move too, but
I know. But that's what I'm saying. It just seems to me like it's weird that he did it that way. It just seems like you would have wanted to have done that in secret a little more.
yeah, and I don't
And then like,
Well-
oh, and he could have just worded it, just worded
Is
like, oh,
that-
Eddie's trying again, or he's
is
gonna,
that publicly known, by the way, the 70 million, or did Chris just know that?
No, I remember. Yeah, no, seemed like I don't. I remember the number, but I remember that seeing stories that it was a huge number.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if I knew exactly that it was 70. but-
Crazy.
Well, I don't know that it's a for sure thing. It was great, like I said, Delirious Raw, but then he went several decades now
30 years
without
probably.
doing stand-up and instead doing kind of dumb kid movies where he lost a ton of street cred. Just lost a lot of cred with people like you and me. Like, oh, God,
Well-
Eddie Murphy's doing another thing where he wears his fat suit,
Well, I thought Nutty Professor is hilarious. That I really liked that. But he did a lot of voice work, cartoon
Yep,
stuff.
Shrek, he was the donkey.
Yep. He had a run of movies that was really good though.
No, I know they made a lot, but they were contrary to kind of what his
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop, Trading Places,
yeah,
those were
he turned his back on that and went way more, kind of as a sellout, as I think how he was viewed. Just selling out.
do you
for
have his
kid shows.
IMDb
I
there?
don't. I'm
No.
looking up the Netflix deal.
I'm trying to remember because I know what you're talking about.
Deal may be worth around $70 million. To put that in perspective, Dave Chappelle landed $60 million for a trio of Netflix stand-up shows in 2017. Chris Rock was paid $40 million in 2016.
Wow.
Yeah, Nutty Professor, Dreamgirls, Coming to America, Shrek,
Where does it go off the rails?
I mean,
Daddy Daycare, shit like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah. Bowfinger.
Bowfinger.
Actually,
yeah.
you know what? Bowfinger was actually pretty good.
Dude, go back to like the 80s and 90s though. You know,
Yeah, they're
he was-
all
he was
rated
doing some
R.
like Harlem Nights.
Yep. 48 Hours.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop, like you said.
The Golden Child. I like that too.
Yeah, that's right.
I did. Remember The Golden Child?
Yeah.
What was the one where he's
Trading Places, 48 Hours.
what's the one where he's in New York? He's like a big shot. Keep going. Another 48 Hours.
what is
Boomerang. Was it Boomerang?
I never saw that.
That's pretty good. I don't know if it would hold up, but time it was. And you know, if you watch his stand up from Raw and Delirious, so much of that would get him thrown in jail probably now.
Yeah.
Like a
Lot of homo
Oh
jokes.
my, tons and tons, faggots and you know tons of material on that. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested to see it. It would have been a shame to not see Eddie Murphy do that again. I mean, he was.
He's almost been gone so long, I don't even think of him as a stand-up anymore.
Yeah, he's not. You know,
But he so was. He was outstanding. He was so good.
Yeah, I wonder how much he can kick that muscle back in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see.
Will he wear leather pants? He has
Better.
to, right?
The gloves? Can he wear the gloves again?
Right.
They got to be
Like the
skin
driving
tight.
gloves.
Yeah. Would you go red leather or would you do the?
Well, he did red and blue.
He did the blue black like paisley thing, right?
Is that what that was? Paisley? I thought it was blue and black in Raw.
It was.
I don't know what you do next.
Wait,
All black?
Raw was the first one.
No, Delirious.
Oh yeah, Delirious is red. Yeah. Anyway, we should get to some emails.
We do have some email. Hey, if you want to write into the show, send us your thoughts to email@detroitcast.com. Nick writes in concerning the donut grievance. Now, I didn't follow up on the donut grievance last. I forget what I did when Newberg was here, so stop me if I did this, Jesus. Jay, I might have a solution regarding the pussy old man grievance of the half donut left in the box.
You're good.
The knife move. Use a plastic knife to cut the donut in half, leave the knife in the box, make it known that it was a hands-free mutilation of the donut. People will feel more comfortable going for that other half.
I think that
that's-
guy would still have just been like, no, I don't believe it.
That guy probably would. You're probably right, but I think that's a very reasonable move. To take the knife and just slice it.
Yeah,
And then
but-
leave the knife there so it's clear.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get that. I think the guy that's willing to take half a donut has no problem.
I disagree. I've
grabbing it,
seen the
snapping
knife
it.
move. I have seen the knife move. I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
It sits there next to it, and there is, I think, a better feeling about that half a donut.
Do you always have to cut it in half? Can anyone ever take a quarter donut?
Boy.
I think it has to be half at least.
Have you ever seen a 3/4 donut?
I've not. I have to admit, I've not seen that.
I mean, or why do we always have to go 50-50? Why
Or to
can't
cut it in like a pie, like an 8-piece donut.
leave a bunch of forks in there, toothpicks?
Yeah, I've never.
I mean, so the donut, we're all familiar with the donut, right? I mean, why can't you cut it like that and just take that?
Oh, interesting, and not pierce the hole.
Not pierce the hole, but just cut the top hat off it. You know?
That is about a quarter take.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think that the ideal quarter take would be, ignore that, would be
Pie shape.
this move.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you got to pierce.
Pac-Man.
You got to you got to pierce the hole to do that.
But you leave a Pac-Man, and it looks clean. You've got a knife sitting there indicating you've done that.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. It's a good
Can
thought.
you cut in half a custard filled? Or is that just
I've
a
seen- yes,
dick
I've seen
move?
that too.
That's a dick move, in my opinion.
I don't think it.
I don't
any
really
problem-
care.
I mean,
I
I would think it better than ripping it in
I would
half.
never,
Oh,
eat,
yeah,
I would
yeah,
never
yeah.
eat a custard donut, so I don't really give a shit.
That's not
But-
the question, Easus.
I know,
It
well-
just seems
well,
you don't eat donuts, period. Neither do I,
A
really.
clean
but
cut of a custard, yes. It's
You're gonna spill a lot of the custard onto that fucking box.
kind of spooges out of there.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's not no.
Tom writes in concerning throwing shit at work. I think we referenced maybe a week ago or so, maybe the salt wars at Gene's Hardware.
Oh, sure.
And also throwing the light bulbs and things. So
Yeah,
Tom's following
we've
up
thrown
on that.
stuff at E many times.
Listening to Masterpiece 1316, you guys talking about chucking shit at work. I was a stalker at a GFS just out of high school, and we threw everything. Is that Gordon Food Service?
Yes.
Cases of 12 dozen eggs would go bad, and we would just pepper the wall of the Lowe's that they were building behind the store.
Hell yeah.
Rotten onions,
I want to do that
potatoes.
now.
I know. Sounds like eggs.
Yeah.
Rotten onions, potatoes, tomatoes, tubs of potato salad exploding
God, we're
against
so
the back of the
wasteful as
dumpster.
humans.
Why did we not get a job at a GFS?
I know.
What were we wasting our time with salt pellets like pussies for?
It stunk so bad in the summer, but it was worth it, says Tom. Fluorescent bulbs were thrown like javelins. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know that feeling.
Yep.
The best were tinfoil balls, though. Tinfoil balls, you ask. During the day, we would walk by the tinfoil display and take a few sheets at a time in anticipation for 8 p.m. closing time.
Yeah, hell
so you'd
yeah.
start to make your ball. Start to make your ball.
Yeah.
The trick was to take your time all afternoon. Do whatever it took to pack them so tight as to make them hard as a rock, the size of a baseball. I worked in the freezer, so I would hide my stash in there, making them icy cold on top of it all.
Yep.
On truck nights, we'd be there until after midnight, mundanely stocking pallets of giant cans onto shelves or meatballs in the freezers. At some point, someone would sneak around the aisles and just whip one at another one or two guys, hopefully with a nice headshot, and shit went down. They would leave welts and bruises, but it was a good time had by all.
That's
Tinfoil balls?
Wow. I thought it was going to go somewhere else. I did not know what you were doing. Kill shots.
Anyway, I look back at these days fondly, says Tom, and just got lost in other memories like our pallet jack races and the time I got a black eye from a Snickers bar. Thanks for that. The shows are best as of always. Hopefully see some of you all at Massey. I'll be the one with the pregnant wife in tow. Do you remember seeing a man with a pregnant wife in tow? That was Tom.
Hi, Tom. I probably met Tom.
Yeah?
Yeah. Met a lot of people. There was a lot of great people out there. So there were a couple couples that drove like 8-9 hours.
Couple couples?
Couple couples, yeah. From where were they from? Maryland or some shit? Or Baltimore?
Yeah, Baltimore.
Yeah. They live in that shithole Baltimore
know.
area, right?
Right.
And they made that drive all the way here from.
Did they agree Baltimore's a shithole?
I didn't ask them.
Oh man,
No, they
might
did.
question number one.
They did.
I asked. That's the first thing I asked.
Oh, see, I think they tried to get away from that by saying. I think they claimed Maryland.
Oh.
You know, and I didn't. I immediately.
I thought I
think
asked,
of
and I thought they said
University
yes,
of
but-
Maryland with that weird helmet pattern.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
weird flag thing.
Yeah, and so I'm there. I'm not thinking shithole Baltimore.
Right.
You know, so I think they did that on purpose to avoid.
Change the subject.
Yeah.
JPC Fourth writes in concerning the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl will eventually be on the Sunday before President's Day, Monday. That is the NFL's goal, says JPC Fourth. This is another reason why the owners are pushing for a 17 or 18 game regular season. It would naturally let the Super Bowl fall on a holiday weekend. It could become a reality after this upcoming CBA is negotiated.
I don't want a 17, 18 game season.
Well,
Dude, do you want the 4 fucking preseason games?
Preseason.
Did
No.
you watch
Oh,
any of
that-
that debacle?
I don't even want to talk about
Listen, man, I turned on the Detroit Lions preseason game number 1 against
boy.
New England thinking, all right, I'll see a couple series,
Yeah.
I'll see a few plays here and there. I couldn't even handle 10 minutes of it. Like, get me out of here. That one dude broke his leg, Jerome Curse, is it?
it. Sure.
Wide receiver for the Lions, like third play of the game or whatever, snaps his leg. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What? This sport is insane.
Unwatchable. And then you see the Patriots just mowing down the field. It's like, well, they're not playing their first. Well, nobody is.
Yeah, I didn't hang in long enough to see
Yeah.
that, but I saw later. What was it? 28-3 or something.
31-3.
Yeah, and I know it doesn't matter, and I know the 0-16 Lions went 4-0 in the preseason, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter at all. But dude, when you just see drop passes, overthrows, inability to run anywhere.
Yeah. No,
Enough.
it just looks. It just. I watched it in horror. Just like, are you shitting me? Spielman. Can't stand Spielman, by
Really?
the way. No. I loved him as a player, but as an announcer, there's just something.
His shtick.
Yeah, and he's,
Gotta get
been
lower.
practice. I've been to practice. I'm looking at this team, and I've been calling these games for a few years now, and this is the first time I feel comfortable saying this is probably a 10-win team squad here, the Lions, and a playoff for sure. And I'm like, what makes you think that?
And then they go do that.
And then they go out and get their asses kicked soundly
Yeah.
by the Patriots. They looked like absolute garbage. I mean, nothing
And then
looked good.
I guess their second string quarterback he was concussed.
Oh,
so they had to
great.
bring in someone new who I had never heard of him, but they brought in someone new I'd never heard of either. So
Yeah.
that's good. So hopefully Stafford doesn't get hurt, eh?
Yeah, right. I watched a little bit. I wanted to see how the kid in Arizona, the number 1 overall pick,
Oh yeah, Kyler Murray,
Kyler Murray, how he looked at
the guy who's going to beat the Lions week 1.
week 1.
That
Yeah.
guy,
And he looks great. You know what I mean? It's
little
like,
man, right?
yeah, he's a little dude. He's got to have big hands. He must have big, because just getting your hand around that ball, those balls are big. I think it was he who was being interviewed on the sideline, some chick. And it's just awful. It's just she said, I know it was your birthday the other day, anything special to celebrate your
It's a
birthday?
little
He's like,
fluff interview.
he's like, no, I went to dinner. I mean, I don't know. She ends the interview with, upcoming Friday is your coach's birthday. Do you have anything special planned? I'm like,
Coach's birthday.
the fuck would he have?
She's into birthdays.
Are you shitting me?
Professional football player. You got something planned for your coach's birthday?
If he does have something special planned for his coach's birthday Friday, he should be kicked out of the league.
Yeah.
I mean, I want him to go, what grown-ass man would look forward to celebrating another man's birthday?
What?
What?
Paula writes in,
Hi, Paula.
do you think the Wasikses visited the Penis Museum while in Iceland? That's a great question. Everybody knows that
yeah.
Penis Museum is out there.
If not, they'll go back to see
I actually
it.
talked to Brent the other day, and he had not visited the Penis Museum. I asked
Why?
him the question. I don't know. They
So
ran.
Kara just went by herself?
It's in Reykjavik. Yeah, the Penis Museum.
heard
They
of
have
that.
all types of penises, and
Are they real?
Unfortunately, didn't. Yeah, man.
I mean, can you
They have
feel
like
them,
a
taste them?
whale's penis sitting there in formaldehyde. You know, you can walk right up and lick the glass, whatever you want to
Really?
do.
Can you like blow them and stuff? Like if you walked up, would they
Check
let you
one
get
out,
in there?
like
yeah.
a library card. I mean,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I don't think you can check a penis out. We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thank you, everybody, for hanging with us today. And if you have time later, Mac and I will be on IT in the D tonight about 9 o'clock, if you want to check any of that out. With that, we'll call it a day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.